Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their face. All right, y'all, this is breaking from NBC. Michael Jordan just broke his silence on the GOAT debate, excuse me. If y'all haven't seen it, check out this clip. We're going to get straight into it. Welcome to Tyler Rose TV, guys. I hope if you enjoyed this video, you can hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. So let's get into today's video.
One thing that's never changed with sports fans is the debate about the GOAT. Who's the greatest of all time? So it's rare that I get a chance to sit down with one of the guys who's debated about to talk about the conversation of that term, the GOAT.
The whole GOAT term is never going to be something that I ever will get high or low about, you know. It just doesn't exist with me. I never played against Oscar Robert or Jerry West. Would have loved to. Absolutely love to. Just as competitive as I am. You know, and I actually learned from them, you know, and we, you know, paved the road to the Kobe's and the LeBrons, right? You know, and to me, it's the beauty of the game of basketball that a player, after a previous player, has evolved the game further. Mm-hmm. But don't then, in essence, this is where I look at it, you know, don't then now use that against the player that actually taught you the game or that you learned from. Yeah, and that's why I have a tough time. And, you know, look, I would love to have played against LeBron and, you know, Kobe in my prime. You know, I would love to have played, you know, against those guys. But we'll never be able to know that. Part of the marketing, part of the hype, part of the things that tries to elevate one generation above the other, right. I think it creates animosity. I have no animosity against today's players, but you do have certain players that do have animosity because of the forgottenness of what their contribution has been to the game of basketball. It is what it is. It is a empty comparison. It's absolutely never find that the true answer to that question.
It's a circular conversation.
It's just going to keep
You're
going.
Never gonna get
and
the right
I understand.
Answer. But it's great to talk about.
100% to talk about and envision. Look, I think LeBron has had an unbelievable career, and I admire him for what he's done. You know, and Kobe as well as KD and all these guys who have played in this era. I think they've elevated the game of basketball tremendously. I just don't agree when you start, you know, trying to put one above the other. It doesn't work. We'll never know. It creates more of a problem from, you know, not for me. I've never given it credence. But, you know, for other players who look for their existence within the generation of basketball. And we should always honor that. We should always preserve that. We should always, you know, reward that they paved the road for a lot of generations after that. And by doing that, you somewhat from a Jabbar. I mean, Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, Bill Russell had 11 championships. Yeah. I mean, how do you just push them in the corner and say, oh, we ain't gonna think about you. You know, we forgot about you. You know, that to me is where I get lost.
Now, I said this time and time again. Have we ever heard Tom Brady call himself the GOAT? Have we ever heard Kobe, Michael Jordan, or anybody call himself the GOAT that are really great at their sport? Not many. But there is one guy who said this.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time. That's what I felt. Reasons. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
Now, when you're great, you don't have to remind the world how great you are. When you are that amazing at your craft, people are going to defend you till they're blue in the face. But when you want to put yourself in that conversation so badly, it also just shows how much you shouldn't be in that conversation. How much do you need to convince people of how great you are? Because your game does not do the talking. You do this, but you don't do this. That's the difference. That's the clear difference between a real GOAT and a fake GOAT. And Michael Jordan just proved it to you right now. He don't care about that. Listen, I dominated my era. 2 3-peats. Defensive Players of the Year. MVP in the same season. Scoring title in the same season. Gold medal. What did I not do? 10 scoring titles. Domination. Everybody calls me the GOAT. They would call me the GOAT before I even won a championship. They were calling me it. I didn't self-proclaim to be that, but I'm that good at my craft. I'm that nice. I don't care about that. I learned from Oscar. I learned from Jerry West, just like Kobe learned from Jordan. These are the things that happen. These are the realities of the situation. And as much as you want to interfere with them, it's just never going to be the same when you interject your name into that conversation. He asked Tim about the GOAT debate. Nobody asked LeBron, is that what made you the GOAT or what makes you the GOAT? You decided to go on a limb and say that yourself. MJ don't give a damn about it because he knows how people feel about him. He knows where he stays. He knows his rank. He don't got to run around, jump ship to different teams to collect more rings. He dominated on his terms, on his way. He retired, came back and three-peated. The man legit dominated his era. I don't really care about who's considered the GOAT, but I also don't like or think it's necessary to interject yourself into a conversation about it when no other player has ever done that in the NBA. Has said, "Oh, I'm in the GOAT debate," or I'm the greatest, right? They just like let my game do the talking, and that's it. So these are just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, everybody learns from the past generation, and as you can see, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. All that matters is how hard you went when you played and what you did on that court to prove how much you meant to the game of basketball. Everything else is just up in the air. But like I said in the video plenty of times, when you interject yourself into these conversations, things hit a little bit different. And that's all I got to say. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace.